Well, hello there, and welcome to Hello Main Street. I'm your host, Monica Sanchez. And if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode. And I'd love if you're interested in this podcast, please do me a favor. Also, give us a rating or review and help us to share on Instagram. I am at Monica Sanchez, NIA. And today we have here, we're going to be talking about Network in Action. We are all owners of Network in Action here in Washington State. So I want to welcome Jessica White, Beth Vosmer, and Laura Rivera Grulitsky. Did I say that right?
Grzelski.
Grzelski. Okay. I got close. I got close. All right. Well, wonderful, you guys. Thank you guys for being here with us today. We are getting together because we're going to have our first meeting across Washington State of all NIA owned members and collaborating. So I love that, what we're going to be doing. So, Jessica, I'm going to start because you're at the top here with me. Go ahead and introduce yourself and your area and go from there.
Yeah, I'm Jessica White, and I live in Spokane, Washington. And I have a group in Eastern Washington, Spokane area. And then I have a group that's already launched that's virtual nationwide. And then I'm going to launch two more groups, one in North Idaho, Coeur d'Alene area, and then a fourth to be determined.
That's exciting. I love that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good for you. Beth, I'm going to go down to you now.
So I'm Beth Vosmeyer, and I am in King and Pierce County. I have groups up and running in Renton, Washington, Issaquah, Washington, Tacoma, Washington. I have one forming in Bellevue, and I also have a national virtual that is all across the United States that's up and going.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Okay. And you're up next, Miss Laura.
Hi, everybody. My name is Laura, and I'm here in Bonnie Lake, Washington, and I am newer to the group, and I am setting up my groups in Puyallup, Sumner, Bonnie Lake area.
That's wonderful. And Miss Jessica, I forgot to give you your kudos props down below. All righty. So you guys feel free to link in with all of these lovely ladies. And so let's talk about, when did you guys first start networking? Because I know we, probably were doing it back in high school. So go ahead, Jessica. You want to start that conversation?
Yeah, well, we were just kind of joking when we were talking about the question, and I was saying, I feel like I started networking when I was in kindergarten. Like always, chatting with people, getting in trouble for talking too much, bringing people together, the event planner in the group. And I think as we start to develop over time, certainly in junior high and high school, you start taking leadership roles. Mm-hmm. And I think I've always just kind of been in the role of bringing people together and connecting people, and got really involved in college, and then post-college, hitting my career. Started really hitting the networking stream when I started my career post-college, hitting lots of different events around town. And
that's awesome. Well, wonderful. Yeah. And what about you, Miss Beth? And I'm going to be bringing on Miss Catherine Dahl. She just joined us. So go ahead, Beth.
So I think I started networking like Jessica, really pretty much from the womb or outside. My mother was a cosmetologist, a hairdresser, and she owned hair salons almost all of my youth. And being a daughter of a single mother, I was always in the hair salon. And she was always making connections. We were always trying to connect with people. We were also trying to support other people. And I think that's where I got my love of small business owners. And I started to understand the power of networking and what we have to offer.
Yeah.
And then I've done it professionally now probably 19 years. And I have seen so many success stories with networking. From life-changing business operations, from life-changing personal things, from as small as a location that one of my meetings was at. The members found out that the waitress that took care of them lost her car in a fire, and she was a single mom, and they went out and bought her a car.
Oh, wow.
The power of networking is what draws me to it, and that's how long and why I keep staying in it and keep doing it.
Yeah, I love that. And Miss Catherine Dahl, welcome to the conversation. And you are the first one who started Network in Action here in Washington State. We were just talking about that we're all going to start collaborating on the 20th. So welcome, Miss Catherine. Please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi there, I'm Catherine Dow, and I own Network in Action Eastside, which my groups are based on the east side of Seattle. So Kirkland, Redmond, and then I also offer a virtual networking opportunity for business owners who aren't always in town.
Yeah, and we definitely need that. There's a lot more people that are traveling these days, right? So,
Absolutely.
and for you, Miss Catherine, so tell us, how long have you been networking?
Oh gosh, networking. Like, you start that as a child, right?
Yeah, we were just saying that. That's so funny. Yes.
Yes.
Um, well, I probably didn't formally start in a business sense until probably about 10 years ago, when I was actually in corporate America networking and heading up partnerships with trade associations. And I saw the impact on that and be able to create those relationships. And then I myself became a small business owner, and I really wanted to find a place where I could take my really expertise in networking on a corporate scale and bring that to the small business owner and still have a really impactful way to connect people. So yeah, about 10 years ago it started, and it's definitely morphed into a completely different networking opportunity than I ever imagined it would.
Right. No, exactly. That's wonderful. And thank you so much for joining us. And then, so Miss Laura, so how about you? How long have you been doing networking?
Yeah, so I've been networking for a while. You know, I have another business as well. I'm an independent insurance agent. So through
Yeah.
that, I've been kind of a little bit more familiar with networking over the years. But like, I guess more professionally, I would have to say when I started my own independent agency about 3 years ago during the pandemic, I was introduced to Catherine, and, she gave me a call and told me about Network in Action. And ever since then, I've loved it. And I just love connecting people. And like we've all said, like we've started without realizing it from so long ago, from event planning, girls' nights, bachelorette parties for girlfriends, bridal
Yeah.
showers, baby showers. I just like doing that. And connecting people to each other. It just makes me feel really good that I'm making people like they're finding their best friends,
Right. No, exactly. And I love it. So, the power of networking. So I have a really quick story to share is that I have one of my members, Kara Wilson, who she was on and she was talking about networking and being a part of NIA and how much she loves to be a part of it. And then somebody who's over in Minnesota was like, how do I find one of those in my area? And so I saw the conversation. I'm like, let me check. And then Angela Obert, who's over there, and she's like, yes, right in my area. Let's all get connected. And like within 5 minutes, I was like, here you guys go. Everybody's connected now. And so I love networking, right? It fills your cup and it helps others out. And it's just a win-win for everybody. So yeah, I love it. And so let's talk about our event that's coming up, which is July 20th. So Miss Jessica, she's the one who kind of spearheaded the conversation. And then we were like, yeah, let's go ahead and do this. So Miss Jessica, I'm going to give you the platform on that one.
Yeah, when I originally saw out Network in Action years ago, I was thinking of what I thought was missing already on the ground here in my area. And a reach was part of it. I mean, people work across our state. It takes me 4 hours to drive across the state to you guys, less to Monica. In fact, I'm going to be driving by your neighborhood in like 4 hours.
Okay, we'll come by and visit. Let's have a beer.
The thought of bringing, I've met you ladies in person at conferences. And so kind of planted seeds in the past. And I thought, man, it'd be fun to just get us all together, get our members together and see what's going on, see who can meet who across the state, who can help, who can support. I love that we're a group of contribution. And so it's like, let's just take the hug from here to here, right? Let's just widen it, see how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I'm super excited, and I've shared the information with my members, and everybody's doing the same. But then I think we also have opportunities for people who may not be a member right now of Network in Action, and they have that opportunity to join us as well. Is that correct, Jessica?
Yeah. We have an Eventbrite link. And so if you're a member, you can attend for free. And then if you're a non-member, you can also attend as a prospect. The conversation will be lots of networking. We're really going to give people an opportunity to be meeting each other. We'll throw in a couple of fun things, and we encourage everybody to, be intentional. Part of the conversation within Network in Action is being an intentional networker, and what does that look like? So for this event, I would encourage people to be looking for 1 to 2 people that they can set up a one-to-one with outside of the 1 hour we're going to be together, so that they can connect, whether it's in person over a coffee or on a 15-minute Zoom, to see how they might be able to partner or collaborate or contribute to one another's business.
Yeah. And I think that's great, because I even talk with people in Seattle who were like, I want to get to know more people in Central Washington area. So, we aren't that far apart, like for myself, and going to Seattle, it's a 2-hour drive, going to Spokane is a 3-hour drive. So, and we tend to know a lot of people in different areas, because I believe, Jessica, you lived in Tri-Cities for a while, right?
I lived in the Seattle area, and I'm heading over there next week, actually Wednesday. And a lot of my friends over there are business owners, and they've been inquiring. And so it's great, because there'll be an opportunity for me to connect them with some of you guys over there.
Absolutely. And Beth, how long have you been in your area?
As a Network in Action franchisee.
How long have you lived over in the Seattle area?
33 years.
Okay. So you're very well established.
I've been here longer than I've been any other place in my life. And Network in Action has been with me. I'm coming up on 2 years. So,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, wonderful. And Miss Catherine, you were newer to our state. You came from Houston, Texas.
Yes, I've been here 2.5 years now.
Yeah. Well, wonderful. We're glad to have you here.
Thank you. It's been a fun journey.
Yeah. And Miss Laura, how long have you been over in your area?
Yeah, so I've been in Bonnie Lake for a year now. And previous to that, I was in Kirkland. We actually just moved from out of state right before the pandemic hit. So about almost 3.5, 4 years ago, we got here to Washington, and we lived in South Carolina for about a year and a half, and natives to Southern California.
Well,
so moved around a lot.
Yeah. Well, welcome. What is one thing you guys want our listeners to take away from this conversation? And I'm going to start with Beth. Go ahead, Miss Beth.
I want them to understand that Network in Action is different. Mm-hmm. I want them to understand that it's collaborative, it's intimate, it is that supportive community. Yes, there are referrals. Yes, there's development opportunities. Yes, there's socials. However, we bring business owners together of like mind, like values, like integrity to help grow and promote and develop each other. I tell people all the time, there are multiple organizations out there that do this, but there are none that do that as well as we do, and specifically that business owner middle pocket. If you have a networking sandwich, we are all of the good stuff in the middle, the meat, the cheese, the lettuce. You can have the bottom bun with somebody else, and you can have the crusty top with the aioli by someone else. But we are right there in that beautiful networking sandwich to help build that community and do everything that we can to support our members.
Yep, I love that. Anybody else takeaway value? I feel like you've hit it right on the head. So
I'll jump in. I think a lot of folks get confused, like they don't know how to network. Mm-hmm. So they show up and they go through the motions, and then they don't see the result. And so we talked a little bit about intentional marketing. And so I think that strategic introductions in partnerships, not just any introductions and partnerships. And that's really what our job is, right? As the leaders of the group, is to make sure the right people are in the right seat on the bus, and everybody knows which direction that bus is going. And we have different buses, right? And so I think as the leadership, that's part of our job.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody else? Laura, go ahead.
Yeah. So, I've seen it firsthand. So that's my thing, is I've seen Network in Action firsthand as a member, and I've seen the referrals, I've seen the growth, like just with referral partners and like the members. I mean, I'm still talking to people that were part of my group when I first started with the Eastside group. So I definitely have learned how to network more efficiently through Network in Action, because when I first started doing it, I definitely thought it was more transactional and was like, I don't understand like what the point of these meaningful conversations are. Like, so I thought it was a one and done. And over the years, it's just expanded, and talking to people now and seeing how they've kind of interacted with others and thinking it's a one and done and not liking it. It's been pretty cool to be like, well, let me show you what I've got to offer.
Yeah, and that's great. Go ahead, Miss Catherine.
Yeah, I'm so glad Laura brought that up, because I think what Network in Action does so well is we do effective and efficient networking. And I meet so many people who think they need to go to a networking event every week or every day. And that really becomes very transactional, because they're not leaving themselves any time to actually nurture those relationships and to actually develop a relationship with other people, and to even follow up with people. So while initially they may feel like they're getting more traction or more business, it's really going to spread them too thin. And there's just such a smarter way to do it, and it's to focus on those relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that we also share tips and tricks of how to do it effectively, right? I mean, because a lot of times you'll go into a networking and then people are just like starting to pass around their cards like Pez candy. And they're like, and then they take all these cards, but they're not really doing the things that they need to really ensure they're going to have a conversation the following week or even the next day. So I love that we give them really good, solid tips and tools on how to do it and really take advantage of that time frame. So is there anything else anyone would like to add to this conversation before we say goodbye?
I would love to add is just a gentle reminder, something I say all the time to my members. Your network is directly tied to your net worth.
Mm-hmm.
Are you in the right room with the right people to help you get to that next level?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Well, ladies, thank you so much for your time. I'm looking forward to it. Once again, I'm going to put in that for July 20th. So down below, if you're interested in joining us, there is go to the Eventbrite so you can register to attend our event this coming next Thursday. So thank you guys so much for your time. And if you love this show, please tag me on Instagram. And here is my tag, Monica Sanchez, NIA. Thank you, ladies, so much for your time. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.